With the recent passing of President Russell M. Nelson, the beloved prophet of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, this is a tender time of reflection and gratitude for his service. You may be wondering, what happens now? The answer is rooted in divine revelation and a process that has remained remarkably consistent since the early days of the Church. It's not based on campaigning, popularity, or elections. Instead, it's grounded in seniority, experience, and priesthood authority. Above all, it's a process guided directly by Jesus Christ. So let's dive into the first question. What happens to the First Presidency when the prophet passes away? When the prophet dies, the First Presidency is automatically dissolved. The two counselors return to their places of seniority in the Quorum of the 12 Apostles. At that moment, leadership of the Church passes on to the 12 Apostles, led by the most senior member, which in this case will be President Dallin H. Oaks. There is no power vacuum or confusion over who should lead. According to a divinely revealed pattern, the Quorum of the 12 Apostles presides over the Church at the death of the President. With the First Presidency dissolved, the Quorum of the 12 now leads the Church under the direction of its senior apostle. Who presides now that there isn't a designated leader? Seniority in the Quorum of the 12 Apostles is not based on age. Instead, it's based on the date each man was ordained as an apostle. The apostle who has served the longest becomes the new senior apostle, and he has the right and responsibility to receive revelation about the future of the Church. How was the First Presidency reorganized? After a period of mourning, the Quorum of the 12 meets in the Salt Lake Temple to reorganize the First Presidency. This sacred meeting includes discussion, united prayer, and a decision to sustain the new president of the Church. This decision is made in unity and under the direction of the Spirit. In this sacred meeting, the Quorum of the 12 gathers to discuss two options. 1. Should the First Presidency be reorganized at this time? Or 2. Should the Church continue to function with the Quorum of the 12 presiding? A formal motion is made, discussed, and accepted by the Quorum. If they feel directed to reorganize the First Presidency, they select the new president of the Church. In almost every instance where the First Presidency has been reorganized, the senior apostle by ordination date has become the president of the Church. Once sustained, the new prophet selects two counselors, and together they form the new First Presidency. So, who can serve as counselors in the First Presidency? The counselors in the First Presidency are chosen by the new president of the Church through inspiration. They may be selected from among the apostles, but they do not have to be members of the Quorum of the 12. Over the history of the Church, some counselors have been chosen from the 70 or other leadership roles, though in modern times they are most often apostles. Regardless of their prior position, once called, they are given the authority and responsibility to help govern the Church under the prophet's direction. Due to the passing of the prophet, a vacancy opens in the Quorum of the 12 Apostles. So, who fills the vacancy in the Quorum of the 12? The new prophet seeks and receives revelation about whom the Lord has chosen to fill that role. Once the call is extended and accepted, the new apostle is ordained by the First Presidency and the Quorum of the 12, restoring the Quorum to its full number. Who holds the Apostolic Keys and Authority? The President of the Church holds all the priesthood keys necessary to govern the Church. Members of the Quorum of the 12 also hold these keys, but only the President of the Church is authorized to exercise all of them fully. The new President is set apart by the apostles through the laying on of hands, a sacred ordinance following the pattern found in the Bible. What is a solemn assembly? Soon after the new First Presidency is organized, a solemn assembly is held, usually during the next General Conference. In this sacred meeting, the members of the Church have the opportunity to sustain the new prophet, one quorum or group at a time, by the raising of hands. This formal, reverent vote is more than a tradition, it's a testimony. Members affirm their belief that this is God's chosen prophet, and that they pledge to follow him as the Lord's mouthpiece. One of the comforting truths about the restored gospel is that the Church is never left leaderless. Latter-day Saints believe that each prophet was foreordained in the premortal life, chosen by God to serve in his time. This knowledge brings confidence and peace even during moments of mourning and transition. So, to sum everything up, the process of prophetic succession is orderly, straightforward, and clear. A new prophet is chosen not by men, but by the Lord. The prophet leads with humility, revelation, and authority directly from God, and the church moves forward in its divine mission without pause or uncertainty. Jesus Christ continues to lead and guide his church through his chosen servants, the prophets.